take our milestone story highlighting the 27th anniversary of the death of Nigeria's former head of state, General Sani Abacha, who died on June 8, 1998, under mysterious circumstances. He was widely regarded as one of Nigeria's most powerful military rulers, whose regime was known for human rights abuses, suppression of dissent, and widespread corruption. June 8 marks 27 years since the death of General Sani Abacha, a career soldier who seized power in 1993 and ruled with an iron fist until his sudden death in 1998. Abacha died at the Aso Rock Villa in Abuja at the age of 54. His death was officially reported as a heart attack. However, rumors circulated that he died from eating a poisoned apple given by concubines. Major Al-Mustafa, Abacha's former chief security officer, debunked the rumors, claiming that Abacha's health began to decline on June 7, 1998, after shaking hands with the security personnel from the late Palestinian leader, Yasser Arafat's entourage at the Abuja International Airport. Born on September 20, 1943, Abacha rose through the ranks of the military, playing key roles in several coups. After the annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, won by the late Chief MKO Abiola, Abacha took control of the country through a military coup. Abacha's rule was marked by tight press censorship and the controversial execution of activist Ken Saro-Wiwa in 1995, which drew international condemnation. He was also responsible for other political assassination, including the execution of Kudirat Abiola, wife of the late MKO Abiola, and businessman Alfred Rewane, among others. Despite criticisms, he established the Petroleum Trust Fund to improve infrastructure and maintain some currency stability. Following his death, investigations revealed he stole billions, much of which has been recovered internationally. 27 years later, Abacha remains one of Nigeria's most controversial figures, remembered for his iron-fisted rule, corruption, and lasting impact on the nation's political landscape.
The interim national government is hereby dissolved. The national and state assemblies are also dissolved. The state executive councils are dissolved. The brigade commanders are to take over from the governors in their states until administrators are appointed. Where there are no brigade commanders, the commissioners of police in the states are to take over. All local governments stand dissolved. The directors of personnel are to take over the administration of the local governments until administrators are appointed. The National Electoral Commission is hereby dissolved. All former secretaries to federal ministries are to hand over to their director generals until ministers are appointed. The two political parties are hereby dissolved. All processions, political meetings, and associations of any type in any part of the country are hereby banned. Any consultative committee, by whatever name called, is hereby proscribed. Decree 61 of 1993 is hereby abrogated.
All right, we know Abacha's name recently resurfaced during the book launch of former military President General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, A Journey in Service, where Babangida admitted that MKO Abiola won the June 12th election, Nigeria's freest election. Babangida claimed that Abacha-led forces cancelled the election without his approval, although he accepted full responsibility and expressed deep regret for the annulment of the election 32 years later. Vimbai.
You know, when I saw this, the first thing that came to mind is when I interviewed former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and he was in prison when this happened. And he said, you know, the prison ward came to tell him that the man who put you here has died. He said he refused to believe it. He said, no, this must be a joke. It's not possible. And they had to tell him a number of times before he could believe that, this man had died. And it speaks to sort of the larger than life persona that this man carried. I think it's really important that we continue to retell the story, the jubilation that were on the streets when the news broke.
Yes.
It's important for people to learn the history, that we're not celebrating this man today. However, we're reminding Nigerians Nigerians that we can never go back to a country like this again.
Well said. I do remember where you were when that
definitely.
news broke that Abacha died.
There was
We're all out.
Drinks.
30 seconds. So
But you see, my fear is that those that claimed Abacha was tyrannical, now that they have the chance, we are also seeing things like state of emergency being declared and other things in the country that we fought against, that people fought against in the time of Abacha.
All right.
And that's why we should be careful. It has to be said. Abacha today is long gone. The question is Nigeria a lot better? Can we say that truly the high-handedness that happens in government that dogged Abacha's administration is no longer there today? Yes, at least we have freedom. Oji, you couldn't have read this news bulletin in 1997. They're not born any of us were to call him a dictator on live TV. They're not born you were. So at least we have freedom when it comes to speech and everything. But people that still speak free are still being stifled and arrested by security authorities. And those are the things we should fight against. And please, some quick correction. I was just sending the correction. That Sonny Kuku I mentioned is now Ogbeni Oja, no longer.
What story are you talking about?
That was the, what's it called, story? Ojude Oba story.
Oh, okay.
So I just had
Fantastic.
to correct.
All right. I mean, we only have a few seconds. I would have loved Dr. Bati's input on Sani Abacha before we take our good news report.
Very quickly. I recall writing a couple of articles when he died. And what I recall clearly is that there was dancing in the streets, you know, when he died. Unfortunately, 1 month later, 7 July, I think, 1998, Chief MK Abiola died also in custody. It was a very difficult period for Nigeria and for Nigerians. And, you know, General Sani Abacha was a dictator. I recall the kind of editorials we wrote on Hastings Kamuzu Banda, the kind of editorials we wrote on Mobutu Sese Seko, you know, so it was in that category. And that says it all.
Fantastic. We don't have much time, but well done. We'll just take our good news.